Happy New Day, CSA. How feels each and every one of you this wonderful, lovely new day? How feels wonderful, beautiful, handsome, enlightened, and fantastically prosperous and healthy you this wonderful, lovely new day? Well, I welcome all of you to today's program. Our topic for today is affirmation. You see, I remember one time when CSA first started in this part of the world, some people were sent to come and see what we do. And when they came to YWCA and we started affirmation, they said, hey, these people, you are poor, but you are saying you are rich. And you want us to lie to ourselves. And I said, look, this thing has been researched and found out to be true. You know, whatever you say to yourself every day becomes your reality. The Buddha said, a man is what he thinks about all the time. And when people were brought to Jesus for healing, he normally asked them, do you think I can do this which you are asking me to do? And they will say yes. And then he will say, then according to your faith, be it done unto you. What is your faith? Your faith is whatever you accept, you assert, you give consent to as true about yourself and about your life. You see, when God was confronted with creation, he looked at darkness and he knew that that wasn't what he needed that time. So he said, let there be light. And he called forth the whole universe into being. In the Yoga Sutras of Patanjali, it is shared that when one is firmly established in truth consciousness, whatever that person says comes to pass. And that is how we got prophets who are able to speak the truth into existence. Affirmations are positive statements of truth that we repeat and focus on to awaken to. They are positive statements that we say to ourselves and we focus on to awaken to. You see, when God wanted to create a woman or a wife for Adam, he made all the animals go past him, and whatever he called them, that was what they became. That was their name forever. You see, whatever situations flow past you, what you call them is what they become to you. And so the world says there is hardship. But amidst the hardship, there are people who are really living. I always tell people that when there is hardship, go to the bank. If that day nobody comes to the bank to do any business, then say there is hardship. But anytime you go to the bank, you see people coming to put in money and to withdraw money. which means you need to position yourself where money will find you. And believe you me, see, everything comes to you at the right time. Jesus once said to his disciples, "Judge not according to the appearance, but judge by righteous judgment." When you look into the sea, you are a fisherman. You look into the sea and your eyes don't see any fish. Don't say there is no fish in the sea. That is what the disciples of Jesus did after the passing of Jesus. St. Paul said to them, "Charlie, we were fishermen. Now Superman is gone. Let's go back and do our fishing." And when they went, Jesus saw them and he called to Peter. He said, "Peter, do you love me more than these?" He said, "Master, I love you." Then he asked him again, "Do you love me more than this?" For the first time, he rent the heart of Peter. And Peter said, "Lord, you know I love you." He said, "Well, then follow me." You know, he told him that formerly you could take up your bag and things and go wherever you wanted to go. But now they will catch you and take you to where you don't want to go. And eventually, Peter was crucified upside down. But when he told them, "Judge not according to the appearance, but by righteous judgment," he was telling them the truth. You see, not all that your eyes see is the truth. And if you are to judge by what your eye sees only, will turn this whole universe into chaos. Because you may witness something and you may form some wrongful judgment. Now, if you are seeing poverty, let me ask you, if you are experiencing lack and limitation in your life, and you say, "I am poor" or "I'm broke," is it true? I'm asking you. Why is it not true? You see, it is not true because you are made in the image and likeness of God. And God cannot be poor. But because God has given us free will, your thinking can make you poor. You understand me? Your thinking can make you poor. And you can think and grow rich also. But thinking and growing rich is thinking righteously, thinking truthfully. If you are experiencing poverty, that is a wake-up call for you. And for you to know that, look, God did not create me poor. My thinking has attracted poverty to me. Because when we think and when we speak, because it is vibration, it goes out into the ether and starts coming back to us. That is why it is said that cast your bread upon the waters, and it shall return to you after many days. Whatever you cast out there will come to you also. So whenever you are experiencing a state of lack and limitation, you can use the vibration of thought and feeling, of thought and feeling, to get out of that state into the state of abundance. And you do that by making statements of truth that you know is true about yourself and about your world. The world never lacks. And so if you are experiencing lack and limitation, why do you think people whose freedom have been trampled upon fight for freedom? Because they know that being subjugated is not their rightful state. So they rise up to free themselves from bondage. If that was not so, like the Israelis would not have been freed from bondage. Like Ghana would not have attained independence from Britain. Like America would not have attained independence from Britain. Because the truth about all of us is that we are free children of God. Whenever we are in a state of bondage, we would like to do something to be free. I remember watching a video of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. when he said, "Free at last, free at last. Thank God I am free at last." You know, after that, current occurrences brought about the freedom of the minds of African Americans. African Americans have been doing great things in the US, but they saw themselves as individuals who were in states of lack and limitation. And so that was what they conjured upon the rest. But when you read American history, in the wars and in even invention, Black Americans have really excelled with inventions. It may shock you. Black Americans, because they were the ones who were doing like looking after homes and after farms and other things. So they created gadgets which will make their work easier for them. And so eventually, a lot of things that we see out here were manufactured by African Americans. It is in recent times that these things are coming to light, that people are awakening to the fact that some things were invented by Black Americans. I've always said that Ghana, if we knew what was good for us, would have been super rich, maybe richer than any country in the world by now. Because a lot of countries look at us and they wonder what is wrong with us. We have gold, but until recently, we didn't have what we will use to really make the gold worth its real value. Look, if we know that we have gold, why didn't we send our children to Western countries who had the machines? The person who didn't have gold has a machine which could refine gold. And you who have the gold, you don't have a machine which you can use to refine your gold. What will be that? You have gold. You have cocoa. Even equipment to make gari, we had the process of making gari, and we never found out how. Now that China is making gari, we are saying, and the Chinese, they are making gari, now they are growing cassava. Well, did God give cassava to only Ghanaians? I'm asking you. Did God give cassava only to Ghana? He gave cassava to the world. And so whoever has cassava and knows how to process it will sell it. You see? And so we should wake up and find out, well, if we need this machine, can we invent it? If we can't invent it, if someone else has invented it, let me send my son to go and study how to manufacture this machine. And bring the children back and let them start making the machine. No, the Chinese have been doing it. The Japanese did it. The Koreans did it. The Indians did it. And why can't we do it? But always we laughing like Apine and following people. We need to affirm the truth and call the truth into existence. When we are told, judge not after the appearance, what is appearing before you, look at it well and find out whether it conforms to the truth. If it is bringing about sickness, lack, and limitation, know that God did not create man to be in a state of lack and limitation. The state in which God created man to be in is found in the affirmation that we make every day. And the affirmation is very, very powerful. What affirmation do we always say on Sunday morning? The original blessing. I am a life-giving spirit, made in the image and likeness of God, forever expanding and expressing the goodness that I am. I thrive, I flourish, and I am positively successful in all ways. I am a blessing unto my world. You see, if you don't see yourself as a blessing unto your world, but as a burden unto the world, then you are in big trouble. A burden is negativity. You know that? And so, if you want to be a burden unto the world, nobody wants a burden. So people will be throwing you off them. But if you know that you are a blessing unto the world, you attract people. People always welcome you. And whoever blesses is also blessed. It is shared that when there is a procession, the one who throws fragrance, perfume, onto the passers-by, those who are celebrating, also has some of the perfume on himself or herself. You can't be throwing perfume on others and not have any drop on yourself. So whenever you bless the world, you are also blessed in return. You see, we are true students, and we must be firmly established in truth consciousness. If we are established in truth consciousness, we'll always express and experience the truth. When I read the book Think and Grow Rich, I told you I was looking at Grow Rich, but I didn't look at Think. I didn't look at the one that will, and at first I skipped and missed a few bits until I started thinking in a certain way. And to think in a certain way is to think truth. If you want to think in that certain way, you must do what? Think truth. And so you must always know the truth about yourself and about your world. And when you are seeing negative appearances, you say, oh, no, this is not me. This is the truth about myself. And focus on that, and you will awaken to it in your life. You will awaken the truth that you know within it will begin to express in your life. It cannot be otherwise. No way. Someone brought out a statement, says, every day, in every way, I'm getting better and better, and shared it with his patients. He said, when you wake up, when you are sick, just every day, in every way, I'm getting better and better. They did that, and they all started getting well. You know, Myrtle Fillmore, the co-founder of Unity Church of Practical Christianity, she also was dying. She went to a meeting and heard the preacher say, man is a child of God and does not inherit sickness and limitation. She took that home and sat down and said, I am a child of God, therefore I do not inherit sickness and limitation. She said that to herself, the tuberculosis went away. And when people started wondering how she got well, that was how Unity started. You know, from one statement. And so, where and when should we start our affirmations? Anywhere you can affirm. When you wake up in the morning, after you have meditated, affirm. In that relaxed state of consciousness, in that clear state of mind, affirm the truth into your life. You know, when you know that my life can be well, today I'm on zero, but I can be a hero. Now, don't say, oh, today I'm zero, but I can be a hero. Say that today I am a hero. Start being a hero. Know the end from the beginning. You understand? You should know the end from the beginning. When you are going to Kumasi, just see yourself in Kumasi. See, the how to get to Kumasi will be provided by God. But if you know that you are in Kumasi, you get to Kumasi. When we were building this place, most people didn't know how the building would be put up. And most of us were not carpenters and masons and electricians and plumbers. Huh? But what we knew was that the building would be up. And didn't the building come up? When Kwame Nkrumah was going from town and every village saying, freedom, I remember during those days, freedom, then people, freedom, 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 freedom. And then during the revolutionary days, we no go sit down, make them cheaters every day. And it awakened a certain state of mind in the populace. And so you find it very, very hard if you are a businessman to cheat your workers. You see? But the thing is that you have to look at your mental state. And if your mental state is negative, you have to bring it to positive. And so today, I'm going to share some few affirmations with you, besides the original blessing, which you already know. But the affirmations that I'm going to share with you, one, after meditation, just sit down, and when your attention is coming out, you say, thank you, Heavenly Father, for the period spent in communion, and for your grace, which has made me a blessing unto my world. For now, divine order is established in my life, and I'm most grateful. You see, gratitude, whatever you are gratitude for increases. And so when you say divine order is now established in your life and you are most grateful, you increase divine order expressing in your life. You understand? That is what will express in your life. And then recently, I saw some affirmations which I've started. And in the morning, I say to myself, I always have more money than I need. And I cannot help but attract a lot of money into my life. I always have more money than I need, and I cannot help but attract a lot of money into my life. You know, when I started this thing, I sold some land to some chief, and the chief paid part, another part for over a year. I've been worrying him he will not pay. And then I saw this thing, I said to myself, I sat down with myself and I said, I always have more money than I need. And I cannot help but attract a lot of money into my life. A few days later, my electrician, who was the go-between, called me and said, Daddy, they have brought the money. I said, Then I took the money on, I think, Wednesday. On Friday, a friend of mine calls me and asks me, oh, can we have a business lunch? I said, okay. When? Saturday. So Saturday, we had a business lunch, and when I was dropped in front here, I was going, and a person called me and said, oh, please, come. You know, you've inspired me, you've motivated me, and now my life is up. And so I have this thing to say thank you. I took the envelope, and it was $1,000. I went to work. Cyril called me this week. There was a man who owes us, and we have not heard from him. And Cyril told me that, oh, the man has called and says he wants to know his balance, he wants to come and pay. So we've given him the balance. I'm expecting the payment. You see, your finances will be rallied if you set your mindset is correct. If your mindset is wobbly, you don't know what you want. And if you don't know what you want will not know you. I always tell people, look, don't fool yourself. When you want something or you have a need for something, just call it into existence. Don't say, oh, as for me, I hate money. Or if I say I like money, then I'm not spiritual. That Christophonio hiafu, it doesn't work. It will make you poor and poor and poor. And you will see others and you'll be angry. Look, when you see a rich man, don't say, oh, this one there, he used drugs, or he didn't use the right means. When you say that, you are cheating on yourself. When you see a rich man, that is showing you that you can also be rich. Yeah. Because God didn't create rich men and poor men. God created all of us equal. It is our lifestyle which makes us rich or poor. You know? It is our lifestyle which makes us rich or poor. Because if you start on the path of prosperity, prosperity will come, but how you live will make it stay or go. I have a brother who says, hey, money is a spirit. Money, if you don't respect it, it will never come to you. because he knows that you will misuse it. And money does not like to be misused. When I sit behind my car every morning, what I say to myself is, I surround this vehicle with God's pure white light of love, knowing that all its ways are peace and its paths are pleasantness. When I sit down to eat, I say, thank God for this food which is healthy for my body and filled with love. I wouldn't say that, this food, when I look at it, the ingredients in it, hey, Charlie, this food will kill me. Oh. If I say this food will kill me, the food will kill me. You know? But speak words of truth unto the appearance, and it will help you. So this morning, I would like us to do this affirmation. Sit up and bring your right hand onto your heart and your left hand on top of it. And taking a deep breath and breathe out and relax. And now repeat after me. I always have more money than I need. And I cannot help but attract a lot of money into my life. I always have more money than I need. And I cannot help but attract a lot of money into my life. I always have more money than I need. And I cannot help but attract a lot of money into my life. And now listen to it within. I always have more money than I need. And I cannot help but attract a lot of money into my life. Let it sink into your heart. And now I want you to know that affirmations are positive statements we declare or we repeat to ourselves in order to awaken to it. I also shared with you that Jesus said to his disciples, judge not after the appearance, but by righteous judgment. And I also said that because we are students of truth, we must always affirm, stand firm in the truth. And you can say, like this affirmation, you can say it 3 times a day, morning, afternoon, and evening, for a week, and see what will happen. If you want to live a state of poverty, just say, I always have more money than I need. And I cannot help but attract a lot of money into my life. And keep your eyes open. And say morning, afternoon, and evening. You see the way I said that we started with affirming loud, a medium, and then undertone, and then listening to it, and then letting it sink into the heart. Huh? From your heart comes all the issues of your life. And so today I've shared a program on affirmations with you. If you doubt yourself, awaken to the faith of affirmations, and your world will be wonderful. Namaste.